Hi, and welcome to the CRISP Alumni series. Biotech startups are working on critical products and solutions that have the potential to address some of the biggest challenges facing our world. While the current funding environment is favorable, reports indicating that 2021 was a record-breaking year for venture capitalist investments in biopharma, raising capital is still a difficult task. To help us better understand the journey of a founder in this space, today we are joined with Jeremy Chrisp, CEO of EpiAxis Therapeutics. Hi, Jeremy. It's great to have you here today.
Hi, Rhythm. Delighted to be here.
Thank you. So, as I understand, EpiAxis is focusing on the treatment, diagnostics, and monitoring of cancer and prevention of its recurrence. Can you shed more light on this?
Yeah, our primary focus here at EpiAxis is, as you indicated, on the treatment and also to prevent metastatic disease. And this is because we are using our proprietary LSD1 inhibitors to achieve this for breast cancer, which is our lead indication. But of course, our intellectual property is much more broader than this and captures the ability to identify cancer, to monitor cancer, and also to assess the response of treatments in the progression of that disease. So it's very broad and strong.
That's great to know. So, can you also let us know what has been the response from the clinical community?
So the response from the clinical community, particularly the oncology community, has been very positive. And this is because they see epigenetics and particularly our approach to reprogramming cancer cells as being potentially the next generation of treatments. And so this has really caught their imagination and attention, and they're following us very closely.
That's great. And since founding EpiAxis in 2015, you have achieved significant milestones. You have developed technical methods, completed the first POC clinical study. So, what's next for EpiAxis in the coming months?
Yeah, we embarked on this pioneering, first of its type clinical trial very early on our program. And this is because we wanted to prove the science and understand our strategy in developing these next generation treatments for metastatic disease. Since successfully doing that, our focus right now and going forward is very much directed at identifying our best lead inhibitor for LSD1 and taking that forward through rigorous safety and efficacy studies before seeking regulatory approval for re-entry into the clinic. And this is really what our fundraising is all about, to allow us to complete that program.
That's very exciting. We are looking forward to seeing the journey of EpiAxis moving forward. Given the pivotal role biotechnology has played during the COVID-19 pandemic, do you believe that this is generating increased interest in biotech startups?
Yeah, I think COVID-19 has really taught us the value and respect that high quality medical research offers the community in general. This is because we're able to pivot and use the knowledge that biotech has to solve new problems really quickly. And this is really important because savvy investors really understand the value creation that can occur when early stage companies like ourselves can quickly move from solving one problem to another. And so I think COVID has really brought companies really to the attention of savvy investors worldwide.
Definitely. And now talking about your journey in this space, could you share with us the right investor profile according to you that would fit, an investor in EpiAxis Therapeutics?
Yeah, look, we would like to attract investors who really understand value creation from a drug development perspective. And this is important, particularly from a timeline perspective. Ideally, that investor is one that's wanting a meaningful and enduring legacy with their investments so that they can leave behind, if you like, a clear difference in making new generation treatments affordable and available to people worldwide. It's that type of investor that will be well suited to the program that EpiAxis has to offer.
Right. And actually on that, what would you say are the key points to consider when you are making your biotech business proposition easy to understand to an investor that let's say would not have a background in biotech?
It's all about communications and about able to having a clear, differentiated story that puts out why we're different and why we believe we're successful, and be able to tune that message for the various audiences that you are dealing with. And we like to do this primarily through dialogue, meeting ideally face-to-face, answering questions, and ensuring there's clear alignment between what a potential investor is looking for and what's right also for EpiAxis.
Yeah, actually, that's good. Like now that restrictions are easing, so I guess you might now be setting up one-to-one meetings with investors already.
Yes, indeed. And Zoom's been fantastic, but I think it's really important to be able to sit down and meet with people face to face. And we're very much looking forward to getting back into that type of a program going forward.
Amazing. That sounds exciting. Now, before we close off this interview, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would give to founders watching this interview?
Look, I think setting realistic expectations from day one is really important. Being able to effectively communicate those expectations right up front, having clear, definable milestones, and if they change, being able to articulate why they change. But I think on top of that, you need to have a vision.
Yeah.
You need to have passion for that vision, which is really important. You need to be able to communicate that, but you also have to be realistic. So it's really mixing all that together, I think, is the advice that I would offer all biotech founders going forward.
That's great advice, Jeremy. And thank you so much for joining me in this interview today and for sharing your insights with our network of investors and founders. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you very much, Rhythm.